YouTubers. Good morning, Hal. Wait. There's an incoming message. Play the message, Hal. Welcome to Out and About on the Recumbents for November 28th, 2023. We did a errand, lunch, and just a really great day for a ride. Let's ride.
Hey, good morning. It's BJ and Joe from Out and About on the Recumbents. We ride ice recumbent tricycles if you've never been to our site before. Those are three-wheelers, but they're the lower to the ground type three-wheelers and not the what I like to call the upright trike. So we're at our favorite little park here in town, Nancy Lewis, and right now you can tell it is literally being overtaken by geese. They run the fountain out there all year long. Well, except I think they shut it down when it gets really icy and cold, but they run it so there's water for the geese, but you can tell, I mean, way over there. It's funny, there's no geese here. You got a little waterfall right there. And there's a darn good shot of Pikes Peak in the distance there. Got a little bit of snow on it, but we haven't had much snow. Just here, a lot of cold. So today's the first really nice day in quite a while. The only bad thing about geese is there's goose poop everywhere. So, yeah, decided that's how I was going to start the video today. We're from here we're going to head up the Templeton Gap Road bike lane to the Templeton Gap Trail, and then we're going to head towards the Pikes Peak Greenway, and then go up the Greenway and go to Panera Bread for our iced tea for lunch. So yeah, this is a really nice little park, man. It's got a playground over there and got this really nice gazebo. Of course, now you have to have reservations for the gazebo. So we got lots of begging squirrels here, boy. And there's Joe. And this guy here, he's really brave. Yeah, I know. If I had anything, I'd throw it to him, but I don't. I know you're not supposed to do that, but yeah, so like I said, if you haven't been on our site before, these are our trikes. These are both ice trikes. Mine is a Sprint 2. Joe's is a Ice Trice T. Stands for touring. All right, well, we're going to shut her down here and head on a little bit, and we'll catch you on the trail. All right. Bye. Okay, we're back. Again, this is BJ and Joe Ondo. Out and about on the Recumbents today. We finally got a nice day. It's been really cold lately. Howdy. We're on the Templeton Gap Trail. Morning. And as you can see, the view from here is just really, really good. Very clear day today. Pikes Peak up there. I'm going to have to learn what the names of the other peaks are. I don't know what they are. I know that every single one of those has at least those two going off to the right have different names. The summits have different names. But the big one is Pikes Peak, America's mountain. And yes, it does have an indigenous name, but I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to butcher it. Being a native, it'll always be Pikes Peak. There's just no way to, especially a 68-year-old native, it will always be Pikes Peak. But yeah, Like I said, this is the Templeton Gap Trail. Why they call it that? It's because I think you can take you can kind of divide off to an access road, and not road but trail, and it will put you on Templeton Gap Road. That's where we came from Nancy Lewis Park. Nancy Lewis Park is at Templeton Gap and Logan Avenue, I think is the cross street they use. But yeah, it's this part is is the old asphalt, and so it's got quite a few bumps and that type of thing. Morning. And yeah, so we're just today we're just out enjoying the day. Although we did have an errand, we needed to run over to the materials store and get some elastic. Joe's very handy with sewing and stuff. She's fixing my poor old sweats that have just about worn themselves out as far as in the elastic goes. So, oh yeah, like you really wanted to know that, huh? Sorry about that. All right, we'll get back to the pretty stuff here. Get out of my face. What we'll do though, speaking of pretty stuff, say hi to Joe.
Hello.
Yeah, this trail goes along a huge drainage ditch, irrigation canal, whatever you want to call it. Morning. And you can see a really good view of the foothills and the mountains. We have a combination of foothills and mountains. It's a mountain if it has a tree line, which means there's no trees after a certain point in the elevation. It's a foothill if it has trees all the way over the top. At least by Colorado definition, okay? Got to get across the street here. I'm gonna let her go, or him go. All right, got to get across here. Ugh, wrong gear. That's the old trail there, because it used to be two-sided, but they've kind of let one side go, and they concreted from the park here. This is Portal Park, P-O-R-T-A-L, Portal. Weird name, don't know why, it just is, in the Craigmore neighborhood. Guess this guy's impatient, couldn't wait. So now we're going through the Portal Park and pool, but the pool hasn't been open in years. It closed after COVID. Got the fire guys here today. Looks like they're doing a little hose training. Yeah, it's another nice little park. Not as nice as Nancy Lewis. Nancy Lewis is literally, like I said, it's our favorite park. Got a little more of the asphalt here, and then it'll change to concrete. I'm going to let Joe come back around. Since Joe has e-assist, I like to have her out front, because that way I don't slow her down if we pick up a hill. Going this way, we don't have a lot of hills. In fact, it's mostly kind of a slight downhill grade. Okay, now we're coming to the end of the asphalt and back on the nice concrete. Yeah, and this is another urban trail. We don't have very many rail trails. Most of our trails here in Colorado Springs are urban. And if you ever come here, and sorry for the leaf blower, if you ever come to Colorado Springs, leave us a message on our YouTube page or our Facebook page. We also have a website by the same name, Out and About on the Recumbents, in blogspot.com, blogspot.com. And yeah, leave us a note and we'll give you a tour, as long as you don't mind going slow, because Joe and I are the epitome of the word slow. Well, Joe can be faster because with her e-assist, she can kind of scoot when she wants to. I have a good sprint, but I'm, without e-assist, I'm kind of like the elf in Lord of the Rings. Really dangerous in short distances. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a dwarf. Yeah, Joe corrected me. She's right. Yeah, it's not Legolas. It's the dwarf. So, Gimli. Yeah, that's what he says when they're running to try to catch the. Can't remember the name of those orcs, but that particular type of orc. Yeah, something like that. And like I said, this runs along that drainage ditch. And it's it's too big to be a drainage ditch. I guess it would have to be an irrigation way, because it's huge. I mean, it's as wide as any river would be. But there's hardly any water in it, and a trickle at best most of the times. If it's really raining, it gets up to maybe about creek size, and that's about it. Yeah, Joe's just cruising along with her wingman Stuart the Minion. So Joe never rides alone, even if I'm not here. And she probably likes Stuart better because he doesn't make any noise. That's okay. As you can see, we still got a wee bit of snow here and there. We didn't get a lot of snow a couple of days ago, but we did get some. And then, of course, at night it iced over, and that made it a lot more, a lot stronger. So if stuff's in the shade, it doesn't. It just doesn't get melted. But it's in pretty good shape. Just pockets here and there. Yeah. Any spot there's a shade from a bush or a tree, you get a little snow and ice. Oh, I was going to let you all know. Now, on the last video, I used the video editor EIS and stabilization. Hello. And although it did stabilize the video, it keeps things from bouncing quite as much. It seems like it dulls the background. The video's not anywhere near as crisp. And so this one here, I'm not going to use it because I want to see if that's actually what is happening. Because ever since we got this this GoPro 3 Plus from my daughter and son-in-law, well, our daughter and son-in-law, I've noticed that it has a much clearer picture, it takes a much clearer video than than our GoPro 3 White edition. So I don't know if that's what makes it plus. Now, it still doesn't have a true ESI in it. You have to go up to a minimum of a GoPro 5 to get any EIS. And then, of course, as each generation came in, it got better. Once you get up to about 7, I think, You know, that's when they got their a lot better stuff. Might even be 8, like 8 through 12. They have the big time EIS stabilization unit, not unit, but program built into the camera. These older GoPros, they ain't got none, which is a little disappointing because when I decided to pick up a used GoPro, I figured because my old dirt cheap $40 Cam Park video cam that I had before the GoPros, that one there, it actually had an EIS, although it wasn't very good. I'll admit it. It wasn't very good. But it had an EIS stabilization program, and you could shoot up to 4K, where these older cameras, they're all 1080p. That's as much as you get. And since our TV will only do 720p, that's all we get when we see the video. Okay, we're coming down to Nevada Avenue, which is a very busy crossing. And since we got a bike coming from the other side, probably means we won't make it in time. So we'll have to get stuck there. So I'm going to basically shut it off. Howdy. And we'll catch you next time. Okay, well, we're back on the trail. Finally got across Nevada Avenue. Joe didn't realize I was stopping to turn off the camera, so she made the escape. So the poor thing had to wait for me, because that's a pretty long light. It's usually a good 5 to 6 minutes, because they have turn arrows and everything else. So now it's switched from that big old irrigation canal to a very, very deep drainage ditch. It's concrete, but it's a drainage ditch. But it is deep. It's like, I bet it's 30 feet deep. You do not, for any reason, want to go over the edge. Okay? That is a very bad idea. Very, very bad idea. I guarantee you, whether you're on a bike, a trike, you're walking, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt bad. Normally, most of the time we come the other way, so we have to climb this hill we're going to go down. So now we get the, but since I got the camera on, I can't do the wee. Joe can haul buns and do the wee. We call it the wee factor, like that little pig on the Geico commercial. Wee! So we hit a big old downhill. We say we got the wee factor. But I got to kind of keep the speed controllable here, because otherwise I will be all over the damn place. The Cottages. That's the name of the new little housing development over there. It's not really little houses because, well, actually, they aren't very big. Because I thought at first that each one of them was a separate deal, but several of them here have 2 doors. Morning. So, yeah, like I said, one nice thing about the Templeton Gap Trail, it's got really nice views of the mountains and foothills of the Front Range here in Colorado Springs. Of course, the Front Range is quite long. It goes all the way from like Denver down to Pueblo. So you're looking at, like over 100 miles. But we're Colorado Springs kind of smack dab in the middle. Like that, smack dab. Bet you haven't heard that in 100 years. Yep, smack dab in the middle. They're putting up a fence here, so we're just getting in their way. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, this area they call the Cottages. And they've been building this for quite a while now. It's been a couple of years, but they got the whole thing fixed. Now they're just doing the peripherals and what I like to call the beautification. You know, putting up the fence and all that kind of stuff. I gotta check my video here and make sure it's actually recording. Yes, it is. You get to see my smiling face. Poor people. Sorry. I took an ornery pill this morning. Asked my poor wife of 43 years. She knows all about that. But yeah, it's just a nice little trail. Goes right along, well, this part of it goes right along Fountain Creek, because this is going to take us to the Pikes Peak Greenway, and then we're going to head north on the Greenway and work our way up to the University Village of Colorado. There we go. Center. University Village of Colorado Center. Now, why they didn't call it the University Village of Colorado Springs Center, I don't know. Because they make it sound like it's the only one in the entire state. And I seriously doubt it. Now, this is we're back to the old asphalt part. And this part is really bumpy right here, especially by this old tree. Got some root damage. So we're going to jump up and down right here. Bump, 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 bump. And I got to gear down, so I got to switch hands. Gear down one too far. So I got to spin like a madman. Got to spin like a 2-year-old kid on his first tricycle. Give you a little creek's eye view here, hopefully. Since they don't have the bushes in the way, might be able to see a little something for once. So yeah, there we go. There's several of these little man-made waterfalls. And like I said, it's an urban trail. We go right by a very nice trailer park. It's one of the nicer ones in town. I don't know the name of it, but it's definitely one of the nicer ones here in town. You know, a lot of people dump on people living in trailers, but I'll tell you what, if Joe and I could afford a trailer and the lot rental, I'd rather have a trailer than live in our apartment, and I like our apartment. Okay, we got a big old bump here. As you can see, the edge of this bridge and the edge of the tar are not good. And it's an old bridge, and it's beat up, and it's got lots of crevices, and yeah, it's got metal patches in it. So it's very bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. It's like a rubber ball. Okay, gotta ring my bell here. Gotta ring my bell, ring my bell. Told you I was ornery today. Okay, so now we are on the Pikes Peak Greenway. We're on the Monument Creek part of the Pikes Peak Greenway. The Pikes Peak Greenway is made up of 3 trails. A cool fat tire. But the Pikes Peak Greenway is made up of 3 trails. It's made up of, if you go way south, about 25 miles. It starts at the Fountain Nature Center in Fountain, Colorado, which is just a small town south of Colorado Springs. And the trail starts there, and then it goes up so far, and once it gets into Colorado Springs, it becomes the Monument Creek Trail. Because even though everybody calls this creek Fountain Creek, this part of it here is actually Monument Creek. And then when you get up to, as you go through Colorado Springs, which Colorado Springs is the part that has the best parts of the trail. They're either asphalt or concrete. And where Fountain all the way up to Colorado Springs is dirt. And it can be real loose dirt and, you know, kind of deep in places. And then once you get to Woodman Avenue up north in Colorado Springs, the trail turns into the new Santa Fe Trail. And then that goes all the way right now to Palmer Lake, Colorado, and Monument. First Monument, then Palmer Lake. And now it used to go all the way to the Greenland open space just south of Castle Rock, but at least from what I read, that part of the trail, as you can see, we've got a bit of snow here, so this is an area that gets shaded a lot. That's what's going on there. Yeah, lots of trees here. Oh, we got us a big old raccoon here. Come on, Rocky, you need to move, buddy. It's okay. Well, I'm gonna go by him, so now let me go. It's okay, it's okay. Hello, 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 hello. There we go. Got Rocky to move for us. Do have to be careful with raccoons because they can bite the snot out of you. They can be quite mean. But usually if you kind of talk to them nice and you don't like ride up on them real fast, they'll usually kind of back out of the way for you. That one there, I kind of wondered though. He kind of gave me he kind of crouched down on his front paws and gave me the, I think I'll just bite your ass look. Yeah, not much melting right here. We got a whole bunch of snow here. Luckily it's soft enough that we can get traction. Oh, we got our famous bobble bumps coming up. Nothing we can do about this. This is tree root damage, and these bumps are fierce. But like I said, we're going right along Fountain Monument Creek, okay, whatever you want to call it. And it pretty much follows the creek all the way up, like I said, to where it turns into the new Santa Fe Trail. And that one there is all dirt again for many miles, and a big chunk of it goes through the Air Force Academy grounds. Now it's kind of the back side of the Air Force Academy, so you're not going to get a lot of you know, you won't be able to see anything from the trail, you know, like the chapel and the cadet housing and all that stuff. It's not visible from the trail. And I will tell you, there are some sharp, steep uphill grades that are kind of slick gravel. And so if you got regular street tires and don't have e-assist on your trike, you ain't gonna make it. You need at least like a GT365 block knobby tire or a regular mountain bike knobby tire on the rear for traction. And even then, it's pretty easy to get stuck. Morning. Thank you. So yeah, but yeah, I haven't had like I said, we've had a lot of really cold weather and a bit of snow too. So we haven't got out much. We've been doing, the last couple of days we've been doing walks because the temperature was still, you know, only in like the high 20s and low 30s with a bit of breeze. So yeah, it's been a long time since I've been on this trail with this much snow on it. Yeah, it takes a long time for this stuff to melt in the shade. Because today would be a pretty good day because it's going to be mid-50s today. That's Fahrenheit. And yeah, it's going to be mid-50s today, so that should bring on some pretty serious melt. And then tomorrow's the same, but it's supposed to be much cloudier. Today's gorgeous, man. There's hardly just a little wisps in the sky today, and that's it. Got our Easter egg blue Colorado sky. But yeah, so we're just out trying to enjoy the day, get in a ride. I mean, like I said, we had one errand to do, and then tomorrow, I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. It's according to how much cloud cover there is, because it's really funny, 50 degrees and sunny is really nice. I mean, it really is. It's really nice. But 50 degrees and cloudy can be quite chilly. Oh, I should have let Joe go forward first. And I'm in too low a gear for this hill. Well, not really a hill, the uphill grade. So I'm going to let Joe go by because we got a bigger hill coming up. So she can use her e-assist. I'm going to drop one gear now. Yeah, it's so nice. Late last summer, I got fenders put on, front and rear fender. Well, I had a rear, but the front fenders put on. Man, when it's like this, when you get this half melt stuff this time of year, well, it's so nice to have fenders. I mean, it is, man. It's just so nice to have fenders. Yeah, this is gonna cause a bit of vibration because it's kind of it's a slight layer of snow with ice underneath it, so there's chunkers. I'll try to stay out of some of it at least, but one of these days when we get like 3 or 4 days of nice weather, got to take these over to the car wash and wash these poor things. Sorry, got a gear down here, folks. As we got an uphill incline. Guess you could call it a small hill. It's got a pretty good crown to it. Let's see, what's the grade meter say? We're up to 5, 5.5, 5.8, 5.7, drop 6, 6.9, 7.9, 8.3, 8.4. Now we're going back down to 3.4. Yeah, I have no idea how accurate this the grade meter is. This is an XOSS bike computer and GPS. I just call it Cross, but that may not be how it's pronounced. Not expensive. I think at full price, I think they run about 70 bucks. But it gives you a lot of good stuff. Alright, right now we're at the Pike View Reservoir. Just a water storage facility for the city of Colorado Springs. And we're getting a drink. Oh yeah, much nicer. Alright, Joe. They said that's Fountain Monument Creek down there. This is another one of those things where you do not want to go over the edge. Either way, because over this way you will end up being wet, and it's a whole bunch of rocks all the way down, so you will be beat up and wet. This way you're going to break things. It's probably 25-30 feet down there. So you do have to be a little careful. Of course, nice thing about here, it's completely in the sun, so it's got rid of all the ice. Joe and I don't do, I mean, we don't mess with the, if it's icy, I mean really icy, we don't ride. Our trikes are not equipped with the right tires, and we don't have the right gear for that much cold. Our gear's only good down to about 30 and sunny, and I mean sunny. If it's 30 and cloudy, our gears is no good. It's too cold. Yeah, it's amazing how much difference the sun makes, even at the same temperature. That's the Garden of the Gods road over there. We got a little bit of ice here, so we got to be real careful. Plus, too, there's a blind corner here, so we try not to haul buns down it, because sometimes you get a couple guys that want to race each other, and they come hauling up this thing, and it's ugly. Alright, back out into the sun. Just cruising along the Pikes-BJ Greenway. Monument Creek Trail. Portion of the Pikes-BJ Greenway. Of course, when you get here, everybody's just going to tell you, oh, it's the Pikes-BJ Greenway. It goes from Fountain to Palmer Lake. They won't tell you that it's actually 3 different trails. Because the first trail is the responsibility of the city of Fountain. The second trail is the responsibility of the city of Colorado Springs. The third trail is the responsibility of El Paso County, which is the county that Colorado Springs is in. And so is Fountain too. But now south of Fountain itself, one of these days they're trying to come up with the money to build the trail all the way from from Fountain, the town of Fountain, to Pueblo, which would be about 35 miles south, and that would be great. Howdy?
Giving this a try.
Because we'd be Joe and I are lazy. We wouldn't do it in a day. We'd take the easy way out and basically ride to Pueblo and spend the night, go out to eat, enjoy ourselves, and then come back the next day. That's how we do it. Because I guarantee you, if El Paso County is doing it, it will be dirt. El Paso County doesn't pave anything. They don't even pave their car roads, so it will be dirt. And we will definitely have to go back to the GT 365 tire on the rear. So we've got that block knobby, to be able to dig into that gravelly sand. Hello? But I'm hoping we have this odd thing called Tabor. It was a political act, and it was meant to control the spending of the city so they didn't go nuts many years ago. And Got a bit of an uphill grade here. Got to spin a little harder. And yeah, I should have geared down one. But so if they get excess taxes, okay, from the different things that get taxed in the city, that money each year is supposed to go back to the citizens of Colorado Springs. So and this year we're hoping to get enough to where I could get an e-assist system like Joe's put on my trike. I was kind of hoping I could get an inline, but the inlines are just too expensive. So I'll have to get a rear wheel hub system like Joe has. And there's the center up there. Morning. And howdy. See, so we going all the way to Criterium and then there, or what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it may be really nasty. So yeah, I think we'll cut that out for today. Besides that, it's already after 12, so. Okay. So now to get up to the University Village, Colorado Center, that name, and to get up there, we have a hill. I mean, this is not just an uphill grade. Now, see, you're thinking, oh, well, this don't look so bad. This is the baby part. I'm serious. This is the baby part. Daddy's coming up. Yeah, it goes right past Mama Hill. This booger's steep. Okay, we're turning. We like to let people know when we're going to turn so they don't freak out or anything. Okay, I got to get down into the low, how low can you go gears. Joe can power up the assist and doesn't have to drop as low of gears as I do. Ooh, baby. Yeah, we're up to 6.9 already. And this is just the first stage. Now this retail center is not that old. Oh, maybe 4 years at the most. 3 to 4 years. It hadn't been here that long. But it's a big one. 6.9. Well, not as bad as I thought. Of course, you can't tell that to my knees. They're like, we're tired. Whew. Whew. We're going to get another drink here. If we stop, that's usually what we're stopping for. Or we see a picture Joe wants to take. I let Joe... I do the video, Joe does the photos most of the time. Now, if we're not going to take video, I usually take over the photos. Okay, Joe. Whew. Sorry if I'm a little out of breath, but like I said, that's a hill. Ain't no booger about it, that's a hill. You just put this new Sportsman's Warehouse in. It was something else before, but it's pretty cool. It's a camping store, well, camping, hunting, fishing. So I think it's a good store to put it. I hope they do well. Morning. See, it's a big place, man. It's got Costco's and it's got Trader Joe's, and we go up here for Panera Bread because we like their balcony. They have a very accessible balcony for the trikes, and We usually get iced tea or hot tea according to how cold the ride is. Today we'll do iced tea. And then sometimes if it's really chilly, we'll talk ourselves into doing something our budget can't afford, and that's getting their creamy bisque tomato soup. Fabulous. Good stuff, man. Oh, good stuff. And really goes well with a deli turkey sandwich. We tried other sandwiches, but the deli turkey, which is more of a basic sandwich, just fits it perfectly. Better than some of the hot sandwiches do, you know. Like the Black Forest ham and Gouda cheese on a hard roll. That's pretty good too, but the soup goes better with the turkey as far as we're concerned. But Panera does, you know, real good little flatbread pizzas. They use their homemade bread. Can't think of the name of this small, thin Italian loaves. We do have to be a little careful here because that's an extremely busy intersection. Sorry about not that big jolt in the camera. Like I said, the only problem with my my camera mount, my handheld camera mount, is that it has a little bit of a loose spot in it. So we're waiting on this couple here. Figure out where they want to go. Alright. Sorry about that. I slipped. I want to back this down a little bit so I can get up this hill. Well, this incline. Yeah, this is an incline. It's just an incline. It's no big deal. But I try not to strain these 68-year-old legs and knees, you know, too badly. So get down. That's what them lower gears are for. That's why you have a multi-geared bike or trike, you know. Otherwise, you might as well just have a single speed. I basically have a total of what they call 27 speeds. But what it really is I have 9 speeds in 3 different ranges. So kind of like a four-wheel drive. You know, you have two-wheel drive, then you have four-wheel drive high, and then you have four-wheel drive low. Well, that's kind of what I have. The big one would, my big chain wheel up front would be two-wheel drive. My middle chain wheel would be four-wheel drive high, and my little chain wheel would be four-wheel drive low. And it looks like they got the fountain turned off today. If you go to your left, that'll take you over to the college, UCCS, which is the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. There's usually a fountain in those rocks there, but it's got too cold, so they had to turn it off. Gonna go buy a smash burger here in this killer Mexican restaurant that has fantastic looking fire pits on sometimes. Oh, and then we got a barber shop, and we got the Colorado Rockies dugout, which is a sports thing. And then we got our buddies at Panera Bread. Good people. We gonna go sit in the sun? Yeah. Let's just take it all the way down because there's a nice sunny spot right there. Watch out the door. Looks like they got their Christmas stuff up. Yeah, it's really too bad that my mom in security doesn't have a Panera Bread, because if they did, I'd order her and Bob a bowl, two bowls of the tomato soup and a couple deli turkey sandwiches, and send it to them. Okay, well, we're going to we're going to eat lunch and get an iced tea here. And so we will get back to you after we feed our faces. All right? All right. Thanks for coming along for the ride, man. See you later. Hey, we're back. So I told you we wouldn't totally desert you. Well, we're up on the, let's see, what is this? This is the Vincent Frontage Road. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to go pick up the just a little piece of the Cottonwood Creek Trail and head back to the Pikes Peak Greenway. And yeah, let's just go right down here. But we stopped off at the local Harley Davidson dealer, Pikes Peak Harley Davidson, to check out what else? The trikes. Yes, we are three-wheeled people. Would love to have a Harley trike. Nice curvy bit here. Okay, under the old 1930s highway bridge. Oh, we got a little bit of ice here and snow, so because I only got one brake, so I got to be a little bit careful. I'm going to get over here in the snow and try to stay off the ice. The snow at least has a little bit of traction. The ice is glare, you know, so they don't have no traction, so. Another great view of another side of Pikes Peak there. And this is Cottonwood Creek. Still got a bit of snow. And we'll probably get a whole lot of snow once we go underneath here. Yeah, it's going to be bouncy. We're going under I-25 right now. Yeah, this is kind of ugly looking here. I'm going to switch hands. And I'm going to go down a gear so I can get up the incline on the other side. Joe's going underneath there. Got to be careful because even though there's pretty good traction, you could lose, you know, and the rear end jump out on you. So kind of got to be real careful. So now that wasn't in too bad a shape. At least it's not all super muddy and icky, which it can be here. Quite muddy and icky. But as you can tell, yeah, it's winter time. Which for us is not the happiest season of all, okay? Now don't get us wrong. We absolutely adore the Christmas holiday time. Without a doubt. We do. We love it. We love it. But, okay, this is where we find out if BJ can get his ass up this hill. Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah, we're starting to lose a little traction already. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah, okay, we're going to make it. Not bad, just barely a slip. Now we've got an Indian dealer across the bridge there, Indian Motorcycle, but the only problem with the Indian is they don't have a built-up trike. So you have to buy the bike, and then you have to buy a kit to put the trike body on it, so it turns into a three-wheel. And the bad thing about that is that then you got, you know, the Indian will only cover, you know, warranty-wise, they're only going to cover the bike. They're not going to cover your. You have to have a separate warranty from the company that you bought your trike body from. I don't really want that. Now I know there's other stuff out there. You know, they've got the Spiders, which are really cool. Okay, those are three-wheelers, and they are cool. In fact, they'd be a lot like our trikes in the way they're built. But because you know they have two wheels up front and one wheel in back. But I don't know. I've heard good things about them and a lot of bad things about them. You know that, and both them and the Polaris Slingshot, which is a little more like a sports car, you know, an open-wheeled sports car, than it is an an actual motorcycle style trike. So out of all of them, I think for Joe and I think the best bet would still be one of the Harley Davidson trikes. They've got 3 models now. They've got the howdy. They've got the with a full tour, which is called a Tri-Glide, Tri Glide, and then they have the new RK3, which is a Road King version. Actually, I don't know why they call it RK3, because RK should be Road King, and it's not a Road King. It's a oh man, come on! It's a Road Glide. It's a trike made from a Road Glide setup. So it should be the RG3, but they call it the RK3 for some reason. And then they have the basic version, which is called the Freewheeler. We'd have to add a lot of stuff to the, because Joe has to have a backrest, without a doubt. Must be a backrest, and we're going to want a full a touring seat put on it instead of just the stock seat. And then a rear rack so we can put a small, small leather-like or duffely type bag, with stuff we want to get at real quick. And because with the trikes you can't add, you really can't add. They don't have saddlebags; they just have the trunk. But it's a pretty spacious trunk. Howdy. I mean, I would love to be able to afford the Tri-Glide, because that has everything. That has the stereo system, and it's just totally decked. That'd be traveling in luxury there, boy. I mean to tell you, it would be. But now, just so you know, we ain't giving up our recumbent trikes. Oh no. Howdy. We'd be using the motor trike, for long distances only. Everything else, we'd be doing these. Howdy. One nice thing about this time of year, you can actually see the creek. When the trees are all in bud and everything else, it's kind of hard to actually see the creek that much. But when the trees lose their leaves, of course we got all these high weeds. I guess they're grasses actually, but close enough. Weeds, grasses, whatever you want to call them. Like I said, we're back on the Pikes Greenway trail. Just kind of cruising here. And we'll probably end up, we'll probably stop somewhere and have our afternoon snack. Because we don't have a big lunch, we bring a peanut butter and jelly, a sugar-free jelly and peanut butter sandwich. Because Joe is a type 2 diabetic, so we can't have sugary jelly. And then we share. We either have a small apple apiece, or we have a big apple and cut it in half. Nice view of the creek there. Yeah, this is when you wish this camera had a telephoto, so you could get in a little closer, but that's just all you can do. Now, I don't know how the sun is, this time of year. By this time in the afternoon, it starts to get kind of low, so I don't know how that's going to interfere. Last time it seemed like it put kind of a small glare, because with these older GoPros, you have to be able to put it on a mount or a selfie stick, you have to use the plastic case. So far I haven't found something that would have the screw-in holder on the bottom to hook it to the mount. That you know, it isn't the plastic case. Now I call mine like a 3/4 case because I have the open window in the back. Because this case is also set up for a supposedly the GoPro 4, or at least I don't know, maybe the GoPro 4 Plus is a touchscreen type thing. But I don't know, everyone that I've seen looks just like my 3 or R3s. I don't really see any difference. Now the 5 is definitely a touchscreen. And that's where you get your first little bit of an EIS vibration resistant dampening setup. Once you get into the like 8 and above, I think you get into their new hyper smooth. That's what they call their hello. That's what they call their EIS setup, is hyper smooth. Now, what that means, I don't know. Just supposed to mean you shouldn't have as many jiggles and wiggles, and I get a little more because I have, like I said, I have a handheld mount. I don't have a selfie stick. I'd like to get one and try it because it might not jump up and down quite as much as this one does. Because I try to keep this thing as you know, as still as I can, but it still jumps up and down just naturally. And, you know, it just bobs in your hand because that's what you use to holding it up, is just your hand. But yeah, we of course there's no way we could afford to buy a Harley trike. You know, we'd either have to go back to work and basically work for nothing but the Harley trike. Because, you know, the payments on that are probably going to be $500 plus a month. So, plus you got insurance and you got maintenance, you know. So, I mean, so it's going to take a job all by itself, literally. Yeah, I wish I could figure out something Joe and I could do part-time but do together and make enough income to afford that, you know. Well, that, and of course, you know, buy a few extra accessories for our trikes too. Now, of course, you know, when Joe hits her Mega Millions Lotto, which she swears she's going to hit, which is fine with me, then it's a whole different story. I got to switch hands here, folks. Got to gear down a little, or gear up a little. Gear down a little. That's what it would be. And afternoon. All right, got a little bit of an incline here. Howdy. Most of the people on these trails are pretty friendly. Every once in a while you get one that, you know, a bit of a stuck up, but not real often. Like I said, by this time in the afternoon, that glare might be a little heavy. We got us a youngin' over here, so we got to be real careful. We slow way down. Hello. Getting a bit tired, huh? Yeah. You're doing good. You're doing good. All right, good looking trike. Bike, rather. Sorry. All right. Yeah, you like to see the kids on bikes, man. Because someday, hopefully, they'll ride a bike their whole life, and they'll become an old fart on a trike. We can use all the old farts on trikes we can get. We're starting to gain, though. We are starting to gain. You know, you see. I mean, this is probably the first ride in a while where we haven't seen at least one other trike. And it is a Tuesday, so, you know, unless you're poor and retired like we are, you may not be riding. Because I don't know what time it is. The only problem with these bike computers is that the one thing they make so dang small that you can't hardly see it is the time. They have the time, but you can't see it because it's so tiny. It's up in the very top corner on mine, you know, and it's like there's just no way to see it, especially with this sunlight. All right, we're cruising by the creek some more. Howdy. It's kind of a fun part of the trail. Kind of goes back and forth and back and forth. Basically just kind of follows the creek, the pattern of the creek, you know, so that makes it a lot of fun. Oh, got a bit more icky stuff here, but you can see it's seriously trying to melt now.